We asked our special correspondent, Clark Booth, to take a look back at the 20 years. There's no way in the world you could do all of the stories that we've covered over all of this time. But he pulled out those that meant something to him and that highlighted these past 20.
In the news business, you dance to the music of time, or try to. And it's a pretty presumption at best, while sadly too often a rather more egregious folly.
We're back live, and the papal motorcade is expected here for the dedication of the JFK line.
The premise holds that you can select from all the interactions of more than 5 billion people daily, hourly even, and decree what counts most and even declare what it means. Of course it is silly. But we do it and accept it because it's like all the other human systems. The best we got, and better than none at all. Maybe.
As they await the arrival of Nelson Mandela.
This is where we've stashed the last 20 years, or at least most of it. There are several thousand news tapes in the news library, each holding about an hour of stuff, as we call it. In these 20 years, this station has covered roughly 200,000 stories, and that doesn't include all the material received from all the other sources, like the network. It is a lot of stuff, I'm sure you'll agree. In this endless torrent, a war has ended, but not its effects, not its implications. And another war has been fought and won, or so they say. The effort to thwart the war in Vietnam was the first big story covered by this station the first week it went on the air. And in many American hearts, it's a battle that's still being fought. What about it was right? And what about it was wrong? And when should we fight and why? We're no closer to answers now than then, so what else is new? If it's alleged to be the function of news gathering to search for such answers, it is nowhere written that people, let alone governments, have to accept them. In the end, it's only clear that we covered Vietnam better than Desert Storm because we were allowed to. It's probably a weak excuse. Still, we do trace the traffic pretty well, of those who come and those who go. It was only yesterday when we still had Richard Nixon to kick around. George McGovern was trying to unseat him, and Democrats were grumbling about how they don't make candidates like they used to. It reminds you that the more things change, the more they remain the same.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon.
And soon enough, we no longer had Mr. Nixon to kick around after he'd foolishly disgraced himself, and that was sad. Presidents preoccupy us. Maybe because we are secretly monarchists. The day Jimmy Carter came to Clinton was mighty pleasant, although the day he came to Dorchester to dedicate the Kennedy Library was even more amusing. We have seen presidents get made in our backyard.
You asked for me if you would... I am paying for this microphone, Mr.
And we have seen some from our own ranks seek the job, only to get crushed. Politics are special in these parts, and so are politicians. You watch them rise, and that is interesting. But watching them fall, often from the sheer weight of office or ambition, is even more fascinating. We cover politics like it's sport, and we cover sport like it's politics. And again, it's the epic failures that we most remember.
It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Mr. Buckner's folly was the ultimate example, but little less dramatic was the night the Bruins lost the cup when they had too many men on the Canadiens' ice. It was Homeric. And why is it that losers are always more interesting than winners? Spectacles have become our specialty, including those produced by nature. The classic example, maybe forevermore, was the Great Blizzard of '78, and it was great. It was the one epic event that touched everyone, although its impact, as ever, was relative. Handmaiden of the natural disasters were those of more human making. One afternoon in 1973, most of the city of Chelsea burned down. It remains a chilling recollection. And so was what happened to challenge it. In the age of the live shot, it may be safely asserted that no event, however huge, made by God or man, will be spared instant analysis. And a lot of the spectacles have been just plain fun.
Oh my God, look at that.
The best examples are the big pageants, the mega gigs. While unquestionably orchestrated and carefully spun, they have evolved as the sort of thing television does best. And they are important because these lavish spreads say something insightful about us as a people. The genre was launched with the Bicentennial Party, wherein we tried to imagine what it might have been like on the 19th of April, 1775. In subsequent extravaganzas, the Queen came, bringing with her the Prince. Boston had a birthday. And so did Liberty, the statue, that is. And every 4th of July, we sort of had a reprise. The tall ships came and the tall ships went, again and again. Nelson Mandela paid a visit.
I greet you.
And so did the Pope.
America the Beautiful.
There were, of course, moments that for personal reasons stand out. Channel 5 was the only local television station in the world to cover the papal elections in Rome in 1978. It seemed amazing then, and it still does. Then there was that lyric fortnight in Ireland, tracing the roots of the Troubles. The biggest local story of the period was surely busing. Maybe the battle in the streets was confined to the poorer neighborhoods, but not the issue. We didn't learn that lesson very well, which made all the agony these people went through a bit of a waste. As for the weightiest tale of the era, it had to be the withering away of the arch foe, communism. The Cold War, a constant presence for an entire lifetime, ended with not even a whimper. It is still shocking, and it's going to stay that way for quite a while. This is Clark Booth reporting.